Alright guys, this is my 175 f8 refractor from Astrophysics, and what I want to do is change the handle arrangement that I have. It's worked out well, but I'm always was always looking for something maybe a little bit different than what I had, and so I've come up with something that I'm going to give a try. So from end to end I have just about 17 inches in between. And what I've used is a piece of angle iron that, instead of flat stock being so thin, the angle iron gave it rigidity. Then I just put this, well, it shows here, it's 1 1/4 OD by 1 inch ID vinyl, and so that was used then as a handle to pick this thing up when I was setting it up and taking it down on the mount. And I have to do this by myself, so you want to be very careful to make sure you have a good handhold on this thing. It's not a light scope. So here's what I'm going to replace that handle with. I found this at Lowe's, and I'm always on the outlook when I'm at places like Lowe's, Home Depot. I always look around to see what they have, because you never know what you can use down the road. So I'm going to try this handle with this 2-inch wide by 18 inch by 1/4 inch thick aluminum, which I've already pre-cut and rounded all the edges, as you can see. I actually bought a 12-foot piece. That way I've always got it for projects. So what I'm going to do now is get the center line measurement on. I'm going to take this handle off, get the center line measurement, and drill those holes, then attach this, then find out where my center of gravity is, and then put the handle in between that to where it balances. Now what I like about this handle is it has a nice rubber insert, and you can actually pull it up out of there, as you can see, but it fits in there really snug, and I like the feel of it, and it feels better than what I had. It's just a little smaller diameter, and you've got a much better grip on it. So, and it comes with 2 holes. I'm going to use both of those when I attach it. And this is the handle that I got. Again, I just purchased this from Lowe's. I'm there all the time. It's a Moan, and it looks like the number is an LR2250DW. They call it a 9-inch. And it says it will support 250 pounds. So that's should be no issue here. So I've laid everything out. I used masking tape like I do in all my videos when I show you guys, to lay out with my marks, and then when I'm done I can just tear the tape off and I'm no cleanup. So I've got my center line located. I've got the location of the outside screws, because as you see here there's a center screw, which is all I used before, but for this, since it's just wide enough, I'm going to use all 3 screws. So you've got the center one and the 2 edge ones, and I've got that located on both ends. So now I'm going to take a center punch and punch these 3 and those 3 so that I can take it to my drill press and drill those out 1/4 inch diameter. Another thing, This is the top. So I've laid everything out from the top side, because as you can see from the bottom, you can see where there's marks. So when I cut this out and then I rounded this on my sander, I wasn't too worried about the bottom getting marked up, because it's so close here you're not going to see it. I'll just clean everything up and wipe it down, and the top side is what I'm concerned with, to have a nice surface. So that's what I've done here. And so by using the masking tape, once I mark these, I'll pull the tape off and then use the drill press to drill those holes. You could, if you wanted to, drill these by hand. Something like this, I'll just use a drill press. I'll use a starter drill just to get each one going. Then I'll drill it with an 1/8 inch through on all 6, and then I'll follow that up with a 1/4 inch diameter drill. And one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a prick punch, which basically just has a steeper angle with a sharper point, just to make a slight indentation at each one of these, and then I'll follow it up with a center punch, because I find that in a case like this, using a prick punch will get me a nice little location. It's easier to find that location for me than using the center punch. So here you can see the slight indent that I made with the prick punch. And now with the center punch, I followed that up, made it deeper, and what I can do now is pull this tape off, and there you can see there's no marks. Okay, everything's been on the masking tape, and now I'll take my starter drill just to get that started, use my 1/8 inch drill, then a 1/4 inch through, and we're done. So this is a center drill. They come in various diameters and lengths, and they have a thick body on them versus a drill, but it's got the fine point. So you would use that just to get you going into the piece of your workpiece, and then that way there's no flex or bending, and it stays true, and then you can follow that up with your drill bit. So now I'm attaching the handle to this 1/4 inch plate, thick plate, and I'm using 3/4 inch long by 1/4 20 socket head cap screws, stainless steel, and that just puts me a little bit to the other side of this plate on the opposite side, which is excellent, because I've tapped these holes. Okay, these holes are tapped 1/4 20 in here. So, and I'm going to put another one in here. I've got one on each end, and I've located the second hole, as you see here, and I'll go ahead and drill and tap those. Now, I didn't want to use a nut on the other side since it's so close to the tube, and you know, because the rings aren't that thick. So the washer that I'm using is also, this is all stainless steel. The washers are their inside diameter is 258 to 259, 258 thousandths to 259 thousandths, give or take, inside. And the OD of these washers actually are varying. I've got quite a few of them in stock here, and actually they're going all the way from 458 thousandths to 470 thousandths. But they all work just fine. You have to have something like that, as you can see, because, let me get my pen here, you have these tabs up here that are part of the this casting when this was molded, and that is because this gets a cap put on it to cover this up, and those help hold the cap up. And so what you have to do is down below here I had to take a little material out just to get these washers in. A standard 1/4 inch washer would not work. And so this gives you an idea how little that comes through to the other side, which will work out excellent. And there we have the handle with both bolts in there. And here you see how they're just slightly below, which is perfect. And for the finishing touch, these caps just push in. Gives it a nice clean look.